everybody. Happy New Year. It is your girl, Kat, from the You Grow Girl podcast. And my God, did this year go by so fast? We are already in 2026. Can you believe it? We can look back on this past year and do a few things. We can reflect on what happened to us during this past year. We can reflect on what we went through and what we now are and who we are becoming. All of those things, needless to say, if you are here listening to me today, I am grateful that you chose to spend your time with me today. I am so excited to welcome you to a very new season of You Grow Girl. We are coming up on our 1 year anniversary in late February. And I remember in the preparation mode with getting to this point last year and having a moment of pause and reflection before even coming on to do this episode. I thought back to like, man, how far have I come? But what I didn't know is what I would go through during that process from February of 2025 to today. I mean, there were moments of joy, there were moments of sorrow, there were moments of crawling, getting back up, falling back down, and crawling again. And there were moments of me standing up with just courage and pride and strength and a lot of support and love through it all. Many of us listening today have gone through many different things this past year, but by His grace, you're here. You're here, and so we could thank God for that. And so I'm thankful to be sitting here with you back on the green chair in my space that I created sacredly for healing and for an opportunity for women. And within this season, a surprise where men will come on to the show to experience different things and be able to share their testimonials and their stories. So I'm so excited for what we've got to come on this season. But there was something that I needed to do in opening up this season. I'm going to leave you with a couple things, and then I'm also going to share with you what this episode will bring to you for our welcoming back to 2026. So there were a couple things I thought about when I said, okay, we're back. I'm going to launch some new episodes. Do I have the capacity to be able to do it? And I said to myself, with great intentions, you can do this, but make sure that you take your time. Don't overdo it, Kat. Step into this new season with intention and planning with purpose. And so I've done just that with scheduling out my guests. I'm so excited to bring to you guys so many different folks that are going to walk through not just this space, but other spaces that I'm considering and leveraging within this new season. And so before I kick off the episode and share with you why I chose this particular episode to bring to you, I want to share with you a couple of things that has carried me through the end of 2025 and taken me to today. So, one of the things that I reflected on at the end of the year was, you know what, Kat? You had a moment to pause. You had a moment to proceed. And now it's time for you to pivot with grace and purpose. And so, my mantra for 2026 is run. And because it's run, it really stands for the ability for me to keep going without looking back. Because when you run, some people like to look from side to side. Some people try to look behind them to see what's coming after them. But if you stay focused on what it is that you're trying to accomplish and the goals that you're trying to reach, when you run, can't nothing stop you. Keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your focus on him because that's what he wants you to do anyway, sis. Keep your eyes on him and don't allow yourself to fold when it gets a little bit turbulent. We got to remember, this is the year of go. You got to go. Whatever it is, that thing that wakes you up in the middle of the night, that thing that keeps on questioning whether or not this is your gift or this is your purpose that lives inside of you. It is. You got to do it. You got to go for it. And you can't hold back. You're going to get uncomfortable. You're going to feel like you can't do this. You might even feel like you can't even breathe. However, if it's in you and you can't rest, that means that it's for you. And so if I could share anything with you before we jump into the episode today, I would just tell you that in this very season, remember this. And my bishop shared this with me, but not with me, but our congregation specifically. He said this: your gifts are not random. They're not. They're yours. Somebody else has their own. Yours were created for you. And so he's waiting on you to step into those gifts that he's already birthed inside of you. Some of you may still be in that pruning and that shedding season, but yet you're birthing something. That something that you've been birthing is coming. So I pray that you all have an incredible new year. And remember, this year is new, but it's not about just resolutions. It's about reflection. It's about re-establishing a solution for what it is that you're trying to accomplish in this new season of your life. So I love y'all. And let me now jump into the episode that we're going to drop today. So I've been holding on to an episode that I had the opportunity to record last year back in, I would say, November sometime. And it's with a dear friend of mine who's seen me in a moment that I really couldn't see myself, and who took the opportunity to say, sis, look, we got to get in the booth and we got to get in the podcast room and we got to talk. We got to have a conversation. And so we did just that. It was her and I. We walked into her podcast room and we turned the camera on and we just started to record. It was two women in this room feeding off of each other, sharing gems, and talking about You Grow Girl, and talking about what she has built for her community. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode that I've been holding on to, I saved intentionally to be able to launch it in this new year because this woman has been doing some incredible things for the community. She's been through a lot. She shares it unapologetically often. And I was honored to be in her space and be able to talk about You Grow Girl and also the Bebop Center. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy this episode with Dr. Kim Carter-Tillman.
Hello, hello, hello. Today is an exciting day. I am so glad to have you here. First of all, welcome to the Bebop Center. That's right, we are here at the Black and Brown Opportunity for Profit Center, and I'm here with none other than Mrs.
Kat Hadnot is here from the You Grow Girl podcast.
You Grow Girl. Tell us about the You Grow Girl podcast.
Absolutely. So the You Grow Girl podcast is simply about a space and a place for women to be empowered, to be loved on, and basically to create a safe space for them to share their stories and their testimony with other women. So that way they can kind of have, that message that's within their story to kind of pour back into women.
So see, what I hear is saying is a place that you can go and get your cup filled.
Yes.
You can also take from your cup and you can pour.
Come on.
So that's what's so important, is that we need each other as women, especially with women and girls, and to be able to have a safe place, to be able to share even those things that people don't want to share. You guys know I always share my pain, because it was from my pain that I found my purpose.
That's right.
But it's also letting people know you can also overcome and you can be overjoyed at the same time. So tell us more about the podcast that you have.
Absolutely. So I started the podcast earlier this year, the beginning of 2025 in February. And it started off with just really a dream. I woke up one morning a couple of years ago, actually. So it wasn't something I literally woke up and started to do. It was something I had prayed for. I had asked God to put me in a place, in a space, to be able to uplift women, because my passion lives in serving, which I already do. But how do I serve in a place to where I can uplift women who have been through so many different things, and maybe they're not so comfortable with talking about it, but if I can create the space for them to come in and be able to shed and be able to share what they've been through with other women, that's the space I created for them. So it's not even about me. God used me just as the vessel. Yes. So when I'm sitting in that seat across from those women, it's more so I'm there to say, it's all right, it's okay to share what you've been through, because that through that pain that they've been through, for some of them, not all, but some of them have been dealing with things that have been so heavy that they never wanted to share. But what they don't know is that on the other side of that camera is somebody listening saying, me too. And I've been through that experience. And so I try to ensure that they feel valued, they have support, they feel loved. And again, to your point, it's my opportunity to pour back into them when I sometimes, even my own cup is overflowing or empty. And so with the podcast, I started with You Grow, Gurl, and I asked God to give me that. So GROW stands for gratitude, resilience, obedience, and worthy.
Okay, did y'all hear that? Say it again. What does GROW stand for?
So GROW stands for gratitude, resilience, obedience, and worthy, because those are the 4 things that I stand on when it comes to my own life. Because there's so much that I've been through, so I can use this space to grow. We are all growing each and every day in our own special way.
Yes.
And God's hand is on all of us.
Come on now.
For me, I use this space again to just be able to love on people and pick people up when they feel like they're broken too. So
you know what I think is so incredible and amazing is that right now, more than any other time in this world, our girls and our women need to know that you matter. That's right. and that there's somebody here for you. That's and right. That no matter how far down the scales you have gone, you have never got too low where God cannot put his hand down there and pick you up.
Come on.
If I tell you, I was homeless, I was living in abandoned buildings. I was on bus benches. Like I couldn't even get a bath. And for God to raise me up from there and how far gone I was, I know it was him. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's so easy for me to understand that we all come from something.
That's right.
I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't born with a spoon. Let's just put it like that. Yeah. I wasn't born with a spoon, but that's okay. Because how you start off is not how you finish off, right? Yeah. And you're always bigger than your last project. So no matter what you've just done, it's nothing compared to what God's going to do. They say that your eyes have not seen, your ears have not heard, nor have entered into the mind of man or to the heart of man, the things that God would do for those who love the Lord. I had no choice but to love the Lord because I was at 0. I was over with. I never had a person to talk to about, I would say my molestation. Talk to me about how I felt being rejected by boys. Do you know what it's like to be a teenager and you don't develop?
Wow.
And everybody's running around here talking about bras and periods, and you're like, where's mine?
Yeah. Wow.
And everybody's being defined now by, going into this next phase, and you're sitting here any day now, Lord,
Yeah, absolutely.
And now you're being called, the skinny girl, and you're the flat-chested girl, and you have no nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And you're praying for a period, not knowing when it comes, it's going to be painful.
Exactly.
You know, she's like, Lord, take this period.
You're right.
You
Right.
know,
As soon as we get it.
as soon as we get it, it's like, oh no, I don't think I want to do right here. So somebody should tell me more.
Yeah.
But where do girls get to go and talk about things like that?
Yeah.
When you talk about, that first heartbreak,
Yeah.
losing that first boyfriend and losing him to your cousin,
Mm.
like somebody needs to talk about that.
Absolutely.
Because I realize as an adult, there's so many childhood lessons that I never healed from, and I took them into adulthood.
Yeah.
So I got to be an adult. I had to deal with the little girl inside.
That's right.
So have you ran across that?
Oh yes, often even myself, something I'll share, and I'm very open and vulnerable about my own life and my own journey with me, is that this year has been the year of me really trusting God and leaning on Him, because I had a mental health breakdown a few months ago, and something that I would have never expected to happen to me, but it did. And it caused me to fall to my knees and understand that the only thing that I have to stand on is His grace.
Come on.
And in that season of stillness and quietness and pause, I found myself going into thoughts that I didn't even understand, those dark thoughts that I didn't even understand, to where I had to lean on other people to help pull me out of those thoughts. We necessarily don't even have sometimes people to help us through that part of somebody else's pain. And in our community specifically, the first thing we do sometimes is, who you gonna tell? Who you gonna talk to?
You don't talk about stuff outside his house.
Come on, we don't talk about those things. But we have to continue to make that the norm, to be able to ask for help. It's okay to not be okay.
Come on now.
It's okay to not be
It
okay.
is okay to not be okay. Take that nugget.
And you have to continue to work on yourself every day. And so I've done that in these last, I would say, even few months of continuing to work on myself, broken, nobody's seeing me, in the silence. There was times where I was on the floor crying, my mom picking me up off the floor, what's going on, my kids, my husband, what's happening with you? You're not the girl that's smiling on Instagram all the time. And it's like nobody really knows who you are, what you're going through, because you don't look like what you've been through.
And that's the thank God for that. If we don't look like what we've been through or what we be thinking.
Yeah, that part.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously. And I think that through this podcast, there was a lot of healing.
Yes.
And I did have to pause on episodes and things like that through the podcast showings and different things. But it was just, God told me, I'm not a God of confusion. He says, you don't got to fear anything. Trust me, and I'm going to bring you out of this. Yes. And I think a lot of times we forget and we don't trust what He's already doing on the other side of things. Spiritual warfare is something.
The principles of personality, okay?
It is something. And sometimes what I've had to understand even now today is my breakthrough was on the other side of this. And what He was doing was, He definitely had to take me down to get me to understand that, do you trust me? I'm guiding you through this no matter what. Continue to do what you're doing, but I need you to pause.
I got you.
I got you. Because His grace is sufficient. And I had to understand that. And so with that, I was able to work on myself through therapy and all kinds of things. And I think, when you think about therapy, and I was talking to a guest on my show before about therapy, it's like therapy is like my medicine. Like that's what I do. I don't know how I get through. I don't know how anybody gets through life without no therapy. You need it. It's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay to bear those things with others, because there is somebody, that person may not know you, but they are listening. They are listening to you. And so I serve as that on my podcast. No, I don't have credentials to be a therapist, but what I do have is what God has called me to be. And He's given me my purpose and my passion to sit across from another woman, young woman, older woman, whomever, to just listen. Because that's all.
And that's what I think is so important too, is because they used to call us hidden healers. That we were hidden, but we're not hidden, we're right here. But somehow, society and man has put, levels of degrees and pompous in front of the help. The help is your sister sitting right next to you right now. You may not have a number to call or insurance card to get on somebody's billing package, but you got your sister.
That's right.
You got this podcast right here that you may not be able to get your American Express up good enough to be able to get free 15 hours of whatever.
Yeah.
But you got this podcast right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can call in, you can tap in, you can speak up on this podcast right here.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times people are on social media and they're witnessing other people's lives that was put on there thinking that your life is not as good because it's not what's happening on there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all show. That's show, and then there's tell. We need you to tell us what's really going on with you. Tell us about those feelings, because see, when I had my mental breakdown, it was during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have this thing on there that said, y'all check on your extrovert friends right now because they're not doing well. Well, that was me. I was laid down prostrate in my apartment up north asking God, why had he forsaken me?
Mm.
Forgetting all that he's already done in my life. He's already have done so much. And how do I let a little COVID come through? Well, a big COVID come through for 2 years in isolation and slam me down where I start asking God questions like he forsaken me. And God had to do what he always do. He had to show up in a major way in my life and let me know that he had not forsaken me.
That's right.
I wanted to know, where was I going to be for the rest of my life? Where was I going to live, Lord? How was I going to end? Because I was in a new town and I had only been here for a year before the COVID hit. So I wasn't even in what I would call my final destination.
Yeah.
But God did what he did, and he showed up in my life, and I was able to, get past that. I looked around that room, all them new clothes and new shoes. I wasn't going nowhere. There was nowhere to go. The world was shut down.
Yeah.
Everybody was on Amazon and packages and leaving them outside for 3 and 4 days until the germs could die.
Yes.
It was all on Lysol and toilet paper and Clorox wipes.
That's right.
But what I learned from that point right there is that since I am an extrovert, that I needed community.
Mm-hmm.
And going online and going on Zoom and being able to talk to people was a way that I was getting some of my healing. I remember getting some flowers on my doorstep, and it said, the flowers had a note, and the note just said, we got you.
Wow.
So my community from way across the world was feeling me and sent me some flowers to say, we got you. Because they could sense something was off. And that's how you know when you plugged in and tapped into people who really know you.
That's right.
They care for you. They can check in on you.
That's
and
right.
just say, we got you. And I didn't even know I needed to be had. But apparently I was down in that floor going down.
Yeah.
And then I'm tell you something. I felt so bad for questioning God. He done resurrected me from death. He got rid of my cancer, got me clean and sober, put me in an upright position. And here I am questioning him. I felt so bad for even questioning God after all that he had done. But that's what the pandemic did. It had me laid out prostrate.
Yeah.
And just really, really needed to tap back into that power. And so, going back to the Gurl podcast and helping with the empowerment, it's the power is being free to talk about what's going on with you. See, it takes strength to do that. Anybody can hide. Oh, it's nothing. Oh, it's something.
Oh, yeah.
And like you say, once you share that story and once you know that your story is empowering somebody else, then you're obligated.
That's right.
You have an obligation to be able to put that out there so people can know that they can heal from that too.
That's right. And that's the important thing for me is, and I say this on my podcast all the time, this is true, authentic conversations. This is what we are truly dealing with today. Life is lifing for a lot of us, right? And so being able to speak about authentic things that are happening. And there was a time where I felt like I wasn't being authentic because I wasn't okay. But I was still trying to move through things like everything was okay, to your point.
Yes.
But then it came to a point where I said, I got to tell the truth about what I'm really dealing with. Because somebody else is dealing with the same thing, but they are afraid of what somebody else may think about them or what somebody may do. Who knows what it is?
Exactly.
But I have to show up my true authentic self and be the best version that I can be in this moment. It's okay to be weak. Okay? You hear about checking on your strong friends, right? You got to check on your strong friends. And my community did the same, just as yours. I remember receiving calls from my community that I work in and saying, where are you? Why haven't we seen you? What's going on? Tap in. And I was saying, wait, what? You even notice that I was missing? I didn't even realize that the seeds that I had already planted in the area that I work in, that they were actually growing. And those folks cared about me,
Mm.
cared enough to realize that I was even missing.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so for me with You Grow Girl, you know, I am really on a mission to uplift women. We did our first Pour Into Her brunch this past September, which was absolutely incredible. We spent the day pouring into women, and some women didn't even know that they were broken. So they didn't know what to expect when they got there, but it was truly a day of celebration. Me and my girlfriend put this together, and the thought process was, our cups are empty, but how can we fill other cups?
Exactly.
And so that's what we did. We call it the Pour Into Her brunch, and then now going forward I'll be able to say on the Bebop show today is that it's going to be an annual thing.
Yay!
You know, I prayed on just one, and God said, here it is, I want you to do it. But after it was all done and someone asked me, will you do it again? I said, I don't know. I don't know. I questioned it. And I was like, what? Again, questioning what God had already did. He said, no, you have to do it again.
Exactly, because now you started something and you've given people hope.
Yeah.
So, for all you seasoned viewers and listeners out there, understand this. The Grow Your Girl podcast is here for you. It's here for your sisters, for your mother. You may have something to contribute. We welcome all contributions. You may have something that you want to share with my sister right here. She's on there. You can follow her on.
You can follow me at You Grow Girl Podcast on Instagram, or you can get in touch with me by going to my website at yougrowgirlshop.com.
And don't forget to go. When you grow, when she grow, we all grow.
That's it.
And when we invest in women, we invest in nations and cities. That's what women do.
That's right.
So now I'm going to just switch the tables a little bit right now. And you said something earlier, and it brought up what I spoke about yesterday. So yesterday, I was a keynote speaker for the Black Chamber of Commerce in the Empire Beyond Survival Conference. And we talked about seasons. And we talked about seasons of planting. We talked about seasons of reaping what you sowed. And sometimes we don't understand that it's the seeds that we plant that grow, that actually come to a bloom, in order for us to live in harvest.
Yeah.
And so when you see your sister, your brother living in harvest, don't feel like, oh, well, why they always win, why they always winning? It's because of those seeds that was planted. So I want people to really pay attention to know, what season are you in? Do you know what season that you are in? Because it's important to know. Because there's a time for living, there's a time for giving.
That's it.
And you have to be able to give. The Lord loves a cheerful giver.
Yes, He
How
does.
do you become a cheerful giver if you're sitting there living in lack? Lack mentally. Lack is mental. It manifests itself in the physical and the spiritual world, but it is mental because you lack the capacity to think that you could be a winner. And our job with Grow Your Girl podcast, with Time for Change Foundation and Bebop Center, is to let you know that you are worthy.
That's right.
That in you is already something good. You already made it out of 50,000 sperm cells to get impregnated in your mother. You already came out winning because you came out here. That's number one. Tap into that.
That's right.
Inside of every man, woman, child is the fundamental idea of God. He was right in here the whole time. We may block him out, don't want to hear that second voice. We may act like he's not in there, but he in there. We need to uncover, discover. We need to discard the things that's blocking us from our true purpose. The Bible says God wants us to live life more abundantly. He wants us to live life more abundantly. He said, greater things than what he's doing, ye shall do, because we're going to walk in favor and in alignment with his will for our life. So when you're looking at the Bebop Center, and how did we get to this 10,000 square foot building? Because I was in alignment with what God wanted to do in my life. He wanted me to be a builder.
Yes.
I could have just been a taker. Lord knows I needed everything. I come from homelessness, living on bus benches. I needed it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Lord wanted me to be a giver.
That's right.
When I tried to get jobs for the county with the government, they didn't want to hire me because of my background, because God didn't want me to be an employee. He wanted me to be an employer. I would turn around and have multi-million-dollar contracts with those same governments that wouldn't give me a job. Okay, I see my purpose. I see my passion. I see what I'm supposed to be doing. So when I sit here talking to the sister right here and understanding that she's in alignment with her passion, what can I do to help her stay in that alignment is what I'm going to do. Because I do realize that when you're in alignment, your vibration goes up.
Yeah.
When your vibration goes up, guess what? Opportunity don't have to knock at your door, because your door's not closed. You're open for business, number one. Nobody got to call you, remind you, okay, don't forget we're supposed to be having a meeting. Oh, don't forget there's a grant out, or don't forget they got funding over here. Nobody got to remind you of that. Opportunity is tired of knocking. Opportunity is tired of ringing the bell. Opportunity is like you want it, come and get it. So when I think about, no, I'm just trying to tell you. Opportunity is like you want it, come and get it. So if you're going to come and get it, I mean, you got to get up and you got to go get it. You got to go get it with that same passion, that fear that you know God put that seed in your heart. God ain't creating no scary people. God said, this is what you're going to do. Go for it and be bold about it. He said, don't hide it, divide it. Share it with the world. If you're going to be a gift to others, God wants you to be a cheerful giver. And he don't want you to be the kind of giver, well, here you go, a little something. That's not cheerful, because the person you give to don't even want it now. They like, that's how you going to give it to me, baby. Right. And I don't think I want that from her over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She can go ahead and keep that. God wants you to be happy with your giving.
Yeah.
And he wants you to live life abundantly and prosperously. And I'm telling you that because it's so important for people to understand God is not the protector of poverty. Mm-mm. He says, my people shall perish for lack of vision. God gave you a vision for that podcast, and you went for it. He gave you a vision to have a whole conference. A whole conference, and you went for it. Yes. And he's going to give you everything that you need because you're aligning yourself up with the spirit of what he will have you to do. See, I'm a firm believer in energy. I don't hang with energy that is zapping and sucking life out of you, because guess what? I'm getting mine from the source. I'm the zero there next to the one. The one is God. Yeah. Together we make a 10. So I get to enjoy that 10 stuff. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I get to enjoy that 10
That's
stuff.
Right.
But I know what part of the equation that I'm on.
That's right. Yes.
I'm never full.
Uh-huh.
Everything could be gone just like this.
It can.
You know, there's no material thing gonna hold me. There's not a car or a house gonna hold me. Right. I come from smoking. I come from drug addiction. All that'll be gone up in smoke if I don't stay plugged into that power. So for you listening viewers out there, plug into a power. Plug into a power that's greater than you, that's also inside of you. That's right. Get rid of the things that are weighing you down. It may be people. You might have family members. Don't start dreaming on that again. That's the one you don't want to talk to about your dream. Come on. You might have a neighbor next door. Oh, who she thinks she is? She getting ready to start another thing. Don't look. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, because I ain't talking to you. If you want to know about me, you want to read about me in the Forbes magazine. Follow my article on Forbes magazine. That's right. Oh, matter of fact, you ain't never seen a movie about my life? Come on. Oh yeah, Jennifer Hudson plays me in the movie directed by Taraji P. Henson. That's right. It's called Tell Like a Woman. You want to hear some pain and purpose? Go watch that. You want to know something else? Go get the book. Yeah. It's called Waking Up to My Purpose. Because I'm going to stay in alignment with God. That's right. I got out of prison in 1994, April the 17th, and I had two choices. Go back to where I come from, or come to something new. There's something called the wilderness. And I chose to go into the wilderness because one thing for sure, I didn't know what was in the wilderness, but I knew what was back there. And I didn't want it no more. See, it's comfortable being back there. Come on. Because we know about the pain and the suffering. It's familiar. We know about all that judgment. I said, I'm going to the wilderness. Lord, I don't know what's going to come, but I know it's got to be better than what I had. Thank God I had that little bit of faith of a mustard seed. That's it. To let me go out into that wilderness. And I will be forging new paths. I will be forging paths where there was no path even made, because society didn't have a plan for me to come back out and be successful. Yeah. I'm supposed to come back out and recycle it and be on all these dependency programs. And I'm supposed to be peddling dependency programs. And then I'm about self-sufficiency. Yes. You know, and they call me Dr. Kim Carter. Check. So I'm about getting those checks.
That's right.
Because checks make a difference.
They do.
Checks make a difference. If I got checks, I can help some people get into housing. If I got checks, I can hire some people. Ain't nothing wrong with putting out there that I need checks. Because see, the Bible says you have not because you ask not. So you sitting there looking all high and mighty, acting like, You should have been asking for those checks and your bills could get paid. Then you will be in a 10,000 square foot building because you asked God for what it is that you want. And he's going to bless you. He's going to bless the hand that he needs to bless. He's going to put favor in your life all day long. This girl right here, there's a light on her. There's a light on her. There's favor on her. The spirit is on her right now. And she's getting ready to elevate. And God taking her to new house. She don't even know where God's taking her to because her eyes have not seen. He's taking her to new house. All he needs her to do is stay willing. Just always be willing to go with God and hear from God, because people ain't going to be able to tell you where you're taking because they don't know. Because their eyes have not seen. They don't know what God going to do with you. They still amazed. Wait a minute, how did this girl go from being homeless to building affordable housing? Oh, because she got mad for waiting for the housing authority with an 8-year waiting list? She didn't want her clients. It wasn't about her house. It was the women she was helping.
Yes.
They don't have 8 years to wait out here for a house. They need it now.
Right now.
So when God told Noah to build that ark, I understand. He told me to build a affordable house, and I started doing it. Ain't went to school yet and don't need it because God's gonna give you what you need when you need it.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
Ooh, my goodness.
Nah, I'm just telling you the truth.
No,
Well,
that's
when we
good.
had that COVID and I was up there on the floor, hanging out, laying down, crying and all that,
Yeah.
I didn't know God was preparing me to come down here and build this 2,000 square foot high tech up.
Mm.
I still didn't know why you bring me say, not San Bernardino, Lord. You know, I don't want to be Harriet Tubman, Nina Simone, Fannie Lou Hamer, Angela Davis, Sister Soldier, all day.
Yeah.
All day long. That's all I did all day long was San Bernardino. I had to fight for the rights, fight for the rights, fight for the rights, fight for the rights. I'm like, Lord, you know I'm tired of fighting. I don't need to be fighting you right. These people is crazy. If they can see it, still don't want to see it. And it's just like some of you guys out there right now. You can see opportunity, but still don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Don't be blinded by your own power. Don't be blinded by your truth. And don't shrink yourself small in order to fit into spaces that you ain't designed to fit in.
That's the part right there. That's the biggest part. And what I would say too is that you have to recognize when God is choosing you to do something, he's waiting for your yes. And while you're still standing and waiting for him to, or should I not do it? He's waiting for your yes so he can now show you just how much bigger he has for you. And so another thing I would say too is this is your you season. And I talk about that a lot with people, is that this is your you season to bet on you, to do everything with you in mind, and to be able to step into the season that he has called you to do. And sometimes when we stop and we wait and we're anticipating what he's doing, he's asking you to step over the line. There's no reason why you should be questioning what he's asking you to do.
Come on now.
And so for me, that's what it was for me in this season. I'm like, God, do you really want me? He said, I didn't ask you to ask me. I just said to go and do it.
Make a move.
Make a move.
Take that step.
Take a step and push. And don't stop pushing. And so that's what I've done, even with this podcast, even with my nonprofit organization for my son who is on the autism spectrum, advocating for families and children who have autism and, hearing what's going on in the world and how they're trying to label. My son is not what he is. His label may be autism, but my son is bigger and better than that. He will be brilliant. He will do whatever his mind and his heart desires to do. And no one can tell me different. Okay. And I want to be able to advocate for those children and those families too.
You see, and that's another thing that you're sharing about labels.
Yeah.
See, because I was labeled that I was going to be, I'm a stutterer. So when I was like 5, they put me in like special ed classes because I couldn't speak. I had a speech impediment. The truth be told, my brain was going faster than my mouth.
Okay.
I was very intelligent up here, but it was going so fast. I was beyond my years.
Yes.
You ever see a little kid like, oh, he been here before?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I had been here 3 or 4 times. I had been here 3 or 4 times.
Hey, that's all right.
Couldn't say a word. Couldn't say S's, W's,
Okay.
T's, and all that. You
Yeah.
know, kids would tease me, but I would, my pal on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to really walk into my natural genius, my natural intelligence.
Yeah.
There's a natural intelligence, a natural genius that I possess that does not come from me going to a university and getting a degree. I'm Dr. Kim Carter-Tillman now because I have 2 honorary doctor degrees.
Yes.
But I was already doing PhD work.
That's right.
I was already doing scholarly work without belonging to a school because there's a natural intelligence and it comes from God.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And having that spirit of discernment,
Yes.
people call it a third eye, whatever you call it. It's like I can see things before they even happen.
That's right.
And people have a gift.
That's right.
And I have a gift to be able to see you or see through you. Whichever one's going to happen, it's going to happen.
That's right.
But when I'm looking, I'm seeing you or seeing through you.
Yeah.
So the vision is there. The vision is there.
That's right.
I don't control it. But I do operate from it.
Yeah.
Because it has never failed me, and that's that God-given talent. And that's why I'm able to manage multi-million-dollar budgets. That's why I'm able to build fabulous structures like we're in right now at the Bebop Center. You guys got to come down here. If you're looking to build, grow, or scale in the vegetable business and you want to know how to take your idea to concept, your concept to product, your product to market,
Yeah.
you need to come to the Bebop Center. And if you don't come to the Bebop Center, you can just going to continue to read about it. You're going to hear about it, and you're just going to know that that was an opportunity that didn't knock on your door. Number one, didn't get you out the bed, and didn't get you to come. Because the reality is, it's not a train station. We're not looking for people to run in and run out, run in and run out. But if you are trying to break generational curses, you want to build generational wealth. If you want to be able to take your kids and get them some trust funds, and you want to be able to have for your great grandkids some trust funds, just think about the things that you want to have for your kids, since you might not have it for yourself.
Yeah.
And put that in place. Learn what the rich people are doing. And quit running and doing what the broke people are doing. We know we can all go buy a brand new iPhone when it comes out. Yip, yip, yip. That's what, $1,500. Do we have $1,500 in iPhone stock? That's what we got to get together.
Yeah.
Is it another luxury that we just having because they have another one out? And know this, that all these phones is doing is keeping up with everything that we do.
That's right.
They dragging
They
us.
listening.
They listening. You ready to see my next outfit? Because you got that off of Facebook and stuff too.
Look, you know I did.
I got it too.
I sure did. Always listening when I'm looking to find
Always
something new.
looking how to and know what to send us. So
No.
we hoping that this Grow Your Girl podcast
Yeah.
will take off. We hoping that you seasoned viewers and you frequent listeners will be able to tap into the podcast.
Yeah.
And and let this be an inspiration to yourself that there's nothing that you can't do if you try to.
That's right.
She shared with you some vulnerability. She shared with you her power, and she shared with you her empowerment. I share with you my raw, my gritty, my get down, my get up, and let's get going attitude. But that's what I have. I'm the one that's going to say, let's go.
That's right.
There is no excuses. We don't need no playbook. We're going to figure it out as we going, but we're not going to sit back and wait for nothing. I come from a guy that says, go and get it. He doesn't say wait. My guy doesn't say wait on me. Wait till you hear from me. He you woke up this morning, right? But that was the signal right there for you to get up and go.
That's it.
So
That's it right there.
That's final word for me. Any last words?
Yes, for me, I just want to say thank you so much, Dr. Kim Carter-Tillman. I just want to thank you for this opportunity to be able to sit with you and have this really vulnerable conversation with you today. I mean, I think that this is what podcasts are about, is to come on and talk about real things and real struggles and real triumphs and real wins, setbacks, all those things, but I just want to just thank you again for the opportunity to just spend this afternoon with you. I hope that you guys are all well, and like she mentioned, tap in with the Bebop Center here in the city of San Bernardino. We want you here, but hey, it has to be what you want to do, right? The door is open. You just have to step in and step out when you get here, and don't forget to put in the work. God's giving you a gift. And so step into this new you season, like I told you, and be the best version of you, because you are loved, you are worthy, you are everything. And again, GROW stands for gratitude, resilience, obedience, and worthy. And I am just so grateful and being obedient to what God is calling me to do in this season.
Give it up, give it up, give it up.
What I tell y'all, I told y'all it was going to be so good. I mean, I was so excited to be able to spend that time with Dr. Carter-Tillman and just be able to ask any and everything I wanted to ask behind the scenes. And I'm so grateful for her yes to invite me into her space to be able to share a message with everyone. And after all, you know how I do. Like, my intent is to really just speak from my heart and speak from my gut and really just share my story. And so, with that being said, I want to give a huge shout out to Dr. Kim Carter-Tillman over at the Bebop Center in San Bernardino. She is absolutely incredible in what she does over there with her group. Special shout out to also her partner, Vanessa, who is doing incredible work there as well at the Bebop Center. The whole entire Bebop Center staff, thank you so much for allowing me to be in your space. To the You Grow Girl family, I want to wish you all again a happy new year. Make sure you take time to rest if that's what you need to do. If you haven't started on that very thing that you made a promise to yourself or you wrote down to yourself that you were going to start at the first of the year, and something has maybe stepped in and changed your path, and so you couldn't do it, don't worry about it. Start it when you're ready. Okay? It's nobody else's time but your time. So if you're on a 21-day fast right now or a 27-day consecration fast, which is what I'm on right now, take your time. Go through your own process. You don't got to keep up with social media is telling you to keep up with. You don't got to keep up with the friend down the street or over the phone who's been telling you, I need you to do this. Go at your own pace. Take your time. This is your you season, and this is also my you season. So you Girl family, I love you. I hope that you are doing well, and I pray that you have an incredible week. You all take care. Be good to yourself. I love y'all. Bye, everybody.